Hey, beautiful. Welcome back. I want to discuss with you things that some successful people just don't want you to know. First, I want to start with it doesn't matter if you own a home or not. I know for some of you, you're like, I can't believe she said that. Yes, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to own a home. Do we all want to achieve home ownership? I'm pretty sure we all do. I'm going to speak for myself. Do I want to achieve home ownership? Yes, I don't own a home yet. But what I will say is that I've came to the realization that I've accepted everything for exactly what it is. And you don't need a home to get to that next stepping step of being successful. You don't have to own a home. I mean, you literally could rent your home until you make it to where you need to be, and then you can own one. But a lot of people try to skip that step of renting or that step of going through stuff, or they want to jump straight into home ownership. I've seen it happen so many times, but you're not ready for the home. A lot of people are jumping to that step for home ownership, but then you got to fix everything. And what if you don't have it to fix? What if you run into that crunch month where you really just is too tight of a month for you to squeeze anything else? And so it's just kind of like, if you're not ready for that yet, and like, if something was to happen, you don't have your finances saved up for over 6 months. If something was to happen, you gonna crumble, you're gonna hit rock bottom. Don't let that be you. And so I'm going to say, don't let yourself feel like that your home ownership before this age, before this and that. Trust me, if you're waiting, you're probably going to be blessed way more than what you're expecting anyways. Like, some people really get into, home ownership, and that's their one house. They get into it with the big idea of, oh, I'm gonna get this as my starter home, the renter home, and I'm gonna buy more properties. But then they end up not being able to afford any other properties. Now they stuck in that house that they didn't even want to begin off with. So there's a lot that comes along with home ownership. But what I will say is that if you're not ready for it, don't hop into it. Dos, nobody is coming to save you. Let me repeat it for those in the back. No one is coming to save you. You better kick it into first gear, lace up your shoes, and put on your superhero costume and walk out the door and go find you a plan, because nobody's going to save you. 9 times out of 10, nobody is going to help you. Like, I know that you may seem like, oh, somebody owes me, or, life ain't fair, somebody needs to help me out. No, nobody has to help you. And life isn't fair. It's not fair at all. But you know what you need to do? You need to go out that door and go make something happen so that you can change the way you view life. You're not going to make it anywhere with that mind frame. No one cares, actually, that life isn't fair. No one cares that life wasn't served fairly to you. So you need to figure out a way to change that about yourself. Like, go make yourself successful and stop making it seem like, life owes you something. The third thing, stop focusing on relationships. Like, if you truly want to be successful and you really want to dig deep into that bag, you got to get out your feelings. Like, when you get into your feelings, you're going to look at things differently. You look at life completely differently. Like, actually, you more or less are looking to please the person you're with, like, because you have feelings for them. So that cuts out access to other people. I'm not saying that it cuts out access to everybody, but your mate may not feel comfortable with you talking to Susie and Joe, who is single or just freshly out of a relationship and looking to hook up. It may seem like it's a okay thing for your mate, but for that your partner may not feel like that it's okay. Like, so you actually have to come to a common ground, like in relationships, to not talk to certain people or to respect their boundaries in their everything. Well, I'm gonna say, with that mind frame of having or being in a relationship, you are probably going to be a little bit less successful, because single people are going to talk to whoever. They're going to network, they're going to communicate, they're going to get themselves out there a little bit faster than you, because they can, and because they don't have any person standing in the way or trying to stop you from, talking to people or communicating with certain people. Single people are going to go out there and they're going to make it happen. And so that's why I feel like you are more likely to be more successful when you are single. How I feel about it, go get your success. Get your success. Be happy with yourself. You're completely happy with yourself. And then someone comes along, maybe y'all get to know each other, and, you can hook up from there, like, and be in a relationship. But all the time, it doesn't work like that for people. So, you just have to, you have to figure out, what's best for you. But personally, if you are not successful, like as far as like your career yet, or as far as like your finances, I personally feel like that you should wait and be single until you're ready for those bigger steps. I know a lot of times when we're young, we want love, we want to be in a relationship, but until you get other things in line, I feel like it's best to just be single. And a lot of times I do see people dating, for help. And I don't want to correct myself when I say it like that, because, I mean, it is what it is. Like, your mate may have like way more than what you have, But what I will say in those circumstances, if you do date someone and you just so happen to have less, or they just so happen to have more, vice versa, don't stay in that position. Of course, if they have more than you, try to put yourself into a position where you have more. Like, honestly, I feel like you should feel dumb as a person if you get into a relationship with somebody and you come out of it not having more than what you went into it with. Like, if you literally come out of a relationship like with less, and they've sucked you completely dry, then you need to reevaluate and reconsider the type of person that you're choosing to be with. So honestly, from a relationship standpoint, though, you are more likely to make it further financially. Like, if two people come together and you got two incomes together, or if one person out there really hustling, like, and they get a big bag, and you got one person at home taking care of the house, like, the house is a job. Like, so it's just like, there's nothing wrong with, being in a relationship, and having a partner. Just make sure that you're happy without them. Like, if they were to leave, that you got yourself covered. Like, you don't need that person, but you're choosing to be with them. Because when you get into a situation and you're dependent on them, that person may feel like that they can go and do whatever, because you ain't gonna leave. You don't have it to leave. You ain't have it like that. So they start to feel like they can do whatever. Like, and that start to talk to you any type of way, start to treat you any type of way, start to cheat on you, all of that, because they feel like that they can. This off topic, but some of y'all really need to watch me do this, because I see a lot of y'all out there then went straight in and then chomped on them bangs, but you actually have to glide. That way it's not a bad cut. I don't know if this is like the new thing with guys, or like, because I haven't been like on a dating scene in a while, but a lot of the guys nowadays feel like that they have to make you feel like weaker or insecure in order for you to like bow down or be liked. Like, I don't know when men started to feel like this, or maybe it's just women who are submissive or just gonna simply be submissive, you don't have to force them to be submissive, but you can't also, in the same hand, you can't feel like that you are completely dominant over your partner. Like, yeah, you are dominant if you want to be, if you play that role, but your partner has a brain. Your partner, can make, decisions for themselves. I mean, like, I don't need a man like crushing on me and he's flirting, but you may post something or do something and they try to make you look bad. Like, if you're talking to somebody and y'all getting to know each other, for example, and, you post a picture thinking you cute and they do something subliminally to make you look bad. Why? Why is that? I think that's really weird of men. And I think that when a guy doesn't give you like a clear signal, like a really, really leading direction, it really, really says a lot about him. He's not ready. He's still out there playing. And it gives off a mature boy type vibe. Like, I know that, I don't want to call a man a boy just because he's playing the field, and if you taking care of the bills, you still have to get your mind frame completely, mature enough to handle one woman, in my opinion. Next thing is make your money make money for you. Like, it's not hard. It's just that I feel like that we've be so focused on, this, that, make your money make money for you, get you a product, create you a digital product, ebook, sell a template, It's not hard. You're just making it hard. And sometimes you may not get the sales. What I'm saying is, if you don't try, you won't know. Next, this one is going to hit home for some of y'all. If they wanted to, they would. So I know it's kind of hard to accept that, but you just have to accept it. Some people, like, literally, you want to continue to be in their face or smile or feel like y'all friends or whatever the situation may be. But if they wanted to, they would. And them not should tell you a lot about the situation and what you should do to better yourself. Next, I'm going to say that it's not always what you know, is who you know. And I know that's like an old saying, but it's a real saying. And, sometimes in life, like, you could be, so book smart, but you may not know like that person to get you into, the door that's going to change your life. So I'm going to say be nice, always, be friendly. Don't talk about people. I mean, you would be surprised that I even have to say this, because there's like settings that people shouldn't even feel comfortable like with what they say, how they go about things. But everybody, is just not like, the person that you are not right. So, always just be polite. Like, I know I'm polite, I'm nice to people. I don't give off like an attitude, a bad vibe, negative energy. Like, I'm like a really like wonderful person as far as like my personality goes. But, I'm going to say, always just make sure that it's not you as the issue.